Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle and with the recent reports of Kevin Durant still requesting a trade, doubling down. I just wanted to talk about, hey, can the Heat still get Kevin Durant? And I think the answer to that is yes. I mean, granted, there's a lot of teams, a lot of good packages out there, but the Heat do have a package that I believe well suits the Nets because there's multiple factors that go into this. Granted, I'm sure Pat Riley will do whatever it takes to get KD on the team, except trading Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, which I believe to be non-starters, especially for a team that's trying to win a finals. Why would you trade either one of your two best players? That just automatically puts you in a disadvantage. So it puts the Nets as in a disadvantage because if you're trading for KD, you're trying to win now, and the most where KD wants to go as a contender. So he probably wants to play with the top two guys there. And then that leaves you with the Heat roster of Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero as the main pieces for a trade. And I think those two guys are not bad starters because you have to remember that the Nets don't have their picks. Houston has the Nets pick. So Houston is still definitely trying to be competitive. They're going to be trying to win now, of course, as they should. And they still have some solid pieces. Kyrie Irving probably won't be there the whole year, I'd assume. We don't know. But Ben Simmons is going to be there. They still have some solid rotational pieces. Joe Harris, for example, this team is not a bad team by any means. So, in my opinion, the best way to build around Ben Simmons is trading for shooters. You get yourself Kyle Lowry, who's a great defensive player and when he's on, a great shooter. And then, of course, you got Tyler Hero, who is a young and up and coming shooting guard, just won Sixth Man of the Year. You have a young player like Nikola Jovic. You have a Duncan Robinson, who, even though he's coming off a down year, he's still a great shooter and could definitely fit in the team, especially around Ben Simmons, who is a great defensive player. And then you got young players like Nikola Jovic, who, even though being a power forward, he still fits with Ben Simmons. You got Omer Yurtseven, who's a nice trade piece. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, if you want to add them to these trade scenarios. Granted, I think the Heat still have a great shot at acquiring KD. Will it happen? That remains to be seen. I mean, in my opinion, the Nets don't have as much leverage as they think simply based on the fact that I don't think even that Celtics report doesn't make that much sense to me. If you're trading Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, your whole depth just to get KD, how much better is your team really getting? It doesn't really make sense. I mean, I don't see any of the teams that KD would want to go to trading either of their top two players to get KD. Like the Suns, why would the Suns trade Booker to get KD? I mean, Aiden, I would understand, but Booker, it doesn't make sense. Like the Heat, Adebayo doesn't make sense. And I think a trade package like the one I mentioned with the Heat helps them win now. You probably add 4 picks, 2 first round picks unprotected, 2 pick swaps. It's definitely possible, and I can see it happening relatively soon. But with that being said, we'll see how all this plays out and see you next time. Peace.